Welcome back everyone, RacerX here, and today I thought I would do a quick video for you guys about something many of you have been asking me to weigh in on. And yes, I have been pretty silent about it up until today, but today I will go ahead and jump into it. As many of you are well aware, the CEO of Dodge and Ram, Tim Kuniskis, recently resigned, and a lot of people were kind of scratching their heads wondering what in the world happened and what is that going to lead Dodge into under new leadership. Well, today I will kind of give you my thoughts on both Tim Kuniskis, maybe why he left, and what the future of Dodge may look like under a different CEO. It should be a fun one. If you guys are brand new to the channel, please do me a big gigantic favor, hit subscribe. You can find that button right over here. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified as to when my brand new content comes out, and off we go.
T-minus 15 seconds.
Today's video is going to be just a little bit of a different format. My typical videos, I'm very structured, very organized. I have a specific way I like to shoot them. Today, I'm literally just gonna talk to you guys, be open and honest about my feelings, about my thoughts. And I wanna start with Tim Kuniskis, CEO of Dodge and Ram, who obviously just resigned, as I mentioned. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Tim as an enthusiast for one, as a leader for two, and three, and most importantly, as a person. And I've had an opportunity to speak with Tim. I feel like I'm fairly well qualified to speak to his character to a degree. Yes, he has closer friends out there, all that kind of stuff. I've known Tim for several years, but I don't go way back with him. But I will say, from the dialogue that I have had with him, the interaction I have had with him, he is a legitimately good person, a great leader, and he is a car person, just like basically everybody else watching this channel right now, including me. I've had lots of conversations with him where we talked about the Hurricane, we talked about the Hellcat, we talked about future offerings, what would be good for the brand. And this is a leader that literally listened and watched. I've not really heard of a lot of leaders that actually watch YouTube to see kind of what the pulse of the other enthusiasts are out there, read the comments and look to see what people are saying about the brand. And while that can be a little bit dangerous to do, don't go into the comment section on some of these videos. I think he was very interested in what people had to say and what people were thinking. He's also somebody that was very approachable. He listened to new ideas. And no, Tim's not asking me to make this content. I did speak to him one time after he left the company, just wishing him good luck. But I felt like it bears mentioning that he is a guy that absolutely loved muscle, does love muscle, loves the roaring V8, all of that kind of stuff, which kind of brings me to my next point. So when Dodge announced that they were going away from V8s in favor of twin turbo 6s and electrified muscle, that really pissed a lot of people off, and a lot of people thought that Dodge was really kind of losing its identity. And there were a fair amount of people, I saw it in the comments, I saw it all over social media, on the forums, everywhere, that blamed Tim Kuniskis. Yes, he is kind of the figurehead of the company, but anybody that really understands what's going on realizes that Tim and the rest of the executive team, that is the last thing they wanted. Why would they want to go away from something that made them iconic and so successful? That is absolutely not what this executive team and Tim wanted for the brand. But you also have to understand that they had to do something. So Stellantis bought them. They are a European company, a fringe company, a really big company, but they needed that financial security. And then of course you have the EPA out there and all their infinite wisdom, and they were putting all sorts of pressure on Dodge. Dodge wants to continue to make this really smog, inefficient Hemi that they've been making forever, but these more stringent guidelines coming down from the EPA were like, no, I mean, the Hemi unfortunately rates a 1 on the smog rating just by its very design. It's just something that wasn't working anymore. So they had to do something. But unfortunately, Tim was kind of blamed because this move had to be made. Believe me, that's not what he wanted to do, it's what he had to do. And it is a really sucky no-win situation that he was put in. So in my mind, now I wanna just put this out there before I say anything else, okay? Like, Tim did not tell me any of this verbatim in terms of like how he feels, why he left, anything like that. So no misnomers about anything I'm getting ready to say. I'm simply giving you my personal take on it. But I have to believe that he was just sick watching this thing that he built kind of have to go down the toilet a little bit, so to speak, and then try and just kind of make it work with what he was given, within the confines of what he was given, which wasn't a whole lot, right? So I gotta believe that he was just really tired of having his hands tied behind his back, because I want to just put something else out there really quick. He took the company over, Dodge, in 2013. And we know it takes a while to design cars, right? I mean, it takes a while to kind of get the new power plant figured out, to get the new design figured out. But what did we get in 2015, right? We got a new design, and then we got the Hellcat. And everybody loved the Hellcat, right? I loved the Hellcat, both a Charger and a Challenger, 707 horsepower. Up until that point, we had the Shelby as the most powerful American muscle pony car, if you will, 662 horsepower, manual transmission. That's great. But it was like, hold my beer, because here comes the Hellcat. Who do you think decided that the Hellcat should have come out? Any ideas? That would have been Tim and his team. And then they had all this really cool marketing, which Matt McClure, who is now the current CEO, obviously probably a big part of that. So we'll go into that. But I mean, this is the guy that gave us this iconic Hellcat, that put us into this realm. That is so cool to me that he went out on, and really what happened is it started a horsepower war, because then all of a sudden you had the Shelby going up in horsepower. You got these crazy Corvettes coming out. You have all this other stuff, ZL1 Camaros. I mean, there are a litany of other cars that were like, oh crap, look what Dodge just did. And it's because of the fact that Tim and his team were not scared to go out on a limb and create something crazy, create something fun in both a Challenger and a Charger. They left a manual Challenger in the mix. They did so many things right with the 2015 Hellcat. And then all of a sudden they gave us Red Eyes, and then they gave us two different Demons, and they gave us all of this amazing stuff. And that is not lost on me. I mean, obviously, took over in 2013. In 2015, here comes the Hellcat, and we have all this amazing horsepower that was never thought of up until Tim took over. So, you know, let's give a little credit where credit is due. And like I said, I really believe that Tim left the company simply because it's got to be so hard watching everything you built and everything you stand for be torn down. I would be super frustrated too, if I'm honest. Maybe that's not a part of it. I can't validate that, but I mean, that's how I would feel. So Tim, if you happen to be watching this video at home, just a couple of quick things. One, thank you so much for everything you did for the Dodge brand. I know not everybody sees it. I see it. I see everything that the Dodge brand became under your leadership after 32 years of putting in work for Mopar, 11 years as Dodge CEO. I have seen you do some amazing things, not only for Dodge, but for car people, car enthusiasts across the world in general. We have so many amazing cars because you pushed the limit and pushed it to the edge, and you weren't scared of doing something just crazy. And for somebody like me, I think that is absolutely amazing. So thank you for everything that you did for us as a car community, for us Dodge, Mopar enthusiasts. I really feel like I speak for everybody in just saying, I can't wait to see what you do next, but thank you again for everything that you've done. So now we have Matt McClure stepping in. Matt is a very capable guy. The last communication I actually had with Tim, he said, look, they're not going to miss me. Matt is he's a great leader. He's very, very capable, and the transition will be seamless. And I believe that Matt is a very, very capable CEO. I mean, he did work basically over marketing and sales for the entire brand and has been working in that capacity for a long time. And he, once again, he is a car guy as well. So I'm kind of excited to see maybe just his new perspective, his new take on things, and maybe some different things that he can bring to the table. Keep in mind, he has to work within the confines of what Stellantis will allow, just like Tim was trying to do. It is a tall order for him at this juncture. But mad respect to Matt. He is one of the guys that was instrumental in bringing us so much of the really cool marketing when it came to like the Hellcat and the Demon. And I've always kind of said Dodge is a marketing company that just so happens to build cars. There is no car company in the industry, as far as I am concerned, that does cool marketing the way that Dodge does it. And they have done so many cool commercials over the years.
There are no more monsters to fear. And so we have to build our own.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me We have always been known for doing two things, making fast cars and doing things differently. The combination has propelled us into the new golden age of muscle cars and onto the front lines of another horsepower war.
Just promoting their products, and I love the way that they kind of build anticipation for their new offerings, and I really hope that Matt will step in and be able to give us some other cool offerings, but also be able to give us some cool marketing to show what this brand is really all about and get people excited. I feel like it's kind of a twofold thing, right? You have to build a cool product, and then if you can give us some really cool marketing for the product, that is just icing on the cake. And being that he was responsible for a lot of the really cool marketing that we saw before, I fully expect Dodge to give us some really cool commercials coming up, some really cool events coming up, and maybe even take it to another level. So I really hope that that happens. Just to sum it up, yes, I am pretty sad that Tim is leaving the company. I feel like, as I mentioned, he's a great leader and he was really good for the brand. I know he's got his own personal decisions for leaving. I cannot speak for him in any way, shape, or form. Those that are closest to him probably know exactly why he decided to leave. But I know for sure if he is picked up by another company, which I'm sure a guy like him, he's going to hit the ground running. He's probably going to start with another company. And if he's not shackled by all these rules and regulations and they give him free rein to do some cool stuff, as a car enthusiast, that is kind of an exciting thing, at least for somebody like me who can be a little bit open-minded. He may end up somewhere where he can actually give us some really cool stuff. I don't know. We're going to find out here. We'll see. He's going to do whatever's right for him. Matt McClare has a really tough job in front of him. Yes, I know he's a very capable leader. Tim believes in him. I think he's probably going to try and do some really cool things. We'll see how well it goes over. I mean, once again, he's kind of shackled by a lot of things, being owned by Stellantis with EPA regulations as mentioned. So that is not an easy job to do for him. It's going to be a little bit tough. If they end up relaxing some of these things, I think he will have a lot of fun because he'll be able to start giving us some new things. But we'll just kind of have to wait and see what he actually, what he's able to give us, what he and his executive team are able to sort of throw out there. I'm pretty excited about the new Hurricane. I know not everybody is a huge fan of the inline twin turbo 6. I may have some upcoming content for you guys on that and why I'm excited about it. The EV, the jury is still out. I'm hoping to get a chance to drive the new EV pretty soon. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I will give you guys my honest thoughts if I get behind the wheel. Even the Banshee, I just don't know what to feel about that car yet. I know so many people are having a hard time with the transition to electric muscle, myself being one of them, but I will still give it a shot. But the Hurricane-powered car, I think, could be really cool for a lot of different reasons, which I've covered in the past. So anyway, guys, I just thought I would give you just an open, honest, thought about this whole thing. And so many of you guys wanted me to weigh in. That's the way I feel about it, So we'll see where it leads us. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll catch you on the next one. So until then, RacerX.